He sold a $1 stock that was worth nothing. He made hundreds of millions doing it. He destroyed thousands of lives, served 22 months in prison, and when he got out, Hollywood gave him a standing ovation. This is not a comeback story. This is the story of Jordan Belfort, the man who scammed America, beat the system, and somehow convinced the world to cheer. Part 1. Before the Wolf Bayside, Queens, 1960s America. A working-class neighborhood where success meant stability, a decent job, a small house, no drama. But Jordan Belfort never wanted enough. As a teenager, he wasn't dreaming about college or careers. He was dreaming about money. At 16, he discovered something powerful. Not a product, not a system, people. Selling Italian ice on the beach, he used simple psychology. 2 for 1, but only if you tell your friends. By the end of the summer, he'd made more money than most adults around him. That was the moment it clicked. Money didn't come from working harder. It came from convincing. He briefly tried dental school, walked out on day 1 after hearing the words, "If you're here to get rich, you're in the wrong profession." Jordan didn't argue. He just left, because he wasn't looking for a profession. He was looking for a shortcut. Part 2. Selling anything. After college, Jordan jumped into business the only way he knew how. Selling door-to-door meat and seafood. No trucks, no storage, no logistics, just confidence. And for a while, it worked. 6-figure monthly sales, cash flowing, ego growing, until reality showed up. Spoiled inventory, missed deliveries, unpaid bills. The business collapsed fast. But Jordan didn't see failure. He saw confirmation. The product never mattered. People didn't buy steaks or fish. They bought belief. And if belief could be sold, Wall Street was the ultimate marketplace. Part 3. Wall Street teaches him the game. Jordan landed a trainee job at a real brokerage firm. This was the late 1980s. Excess everywhere. Greed openly celebrated. He learned how brokers talked, how they created urgency, how they made risk sound invisible. And then, October 1987, Black Monday, the market collapsed. Phones went silent. Jordan was fired. For most people, that would have been the end. For Jordan, it was a revelation, because while others panicked, he discovered something Wall Street didn't want you to notice. Penny stocks. Unregulated, illiquid, ignored, but with commissions as high as 50%. Same pitch, 10 times the reward. That's when Jordan crossed the line and never looked back. Part 4. The perfect scam. Penny stocks were ideal. No oversight, no transparency, no accountability. All they needed was a phone and a script. Jordan mastered the art of the call, not explaining the company, not answering questions, overwhelming the listener. Confusion plus confidence equals compliance. He wasn't selling investments. He was selling urgency, and it worked. One call, thousands of dollars transferred, no due diligence. By the time the buyer realized the stock was worthless, Jordan was already gone. He had found his kingdom. Now he just needed an army. Part 5. Stratton Oakmont. In 1989, Jordan and his partner launched Stratton Oakmont. The name sounded historic, prestigious, trustworthy. The reality? A strip mall boiler room. The hires weren't analysts. They were bartenders, dropouts, people desperate for money. Jordan didn't want intelligence. He wanted hunger. He trained them using a method he called straight-line persuasion. The goal wasn't clarity. It was control. Never let the prospect breathe. Never let doubt form. Push them forward in one continuous motion, from hello to wire transfer. The office became a machine. Phones screaming, egos exploding, money raining. And the targets? Ordinary Americans, retirees, teachers, veterans, people who trusted the system. Stratton sold them dreams and cashed out before reality arrived. Part 6. Pump, dump, repeat. The operation evolved. They'd buy cheap shares, hype them relentlessly, artificially inflate demand, then dump everything. The stock collapsed. Investors were ruined. At Stratton, this wasn't a scandal. It was Tuesday. Money flooded in, and with it, excess. Drugs, prostitutes, public humiliation as motivation. Jordan didn't just run a firm. He ran a cult. Loyalty was rewarded. Doubt was punished. And above all, winning was everything. Part 7. The cracks form. By the mid-1990s, Stratton was too loud to ignore. Complaints piled up. Regulators noticed patterns. The Securities and Exchange Commission began circling. Money was hidden offshore, accounts under relatives' names, cash smuggled physically across borders. Jordan called it protection. The Federal Bureau of Investigation called it laundering. Inside the firm, things decayed. Drug use became constant. Violence broke out. People collapsed on the sales floor, and Jordan himself was spiraling. Car crashes, addiction, reckless decisions. The illusion of control was gone. Part 8. The Raid. In 1996 it ended. Federal agents stormed Stratton Oakmont. Files seized, phones confiscated, wires uncovered. Jordan still tried to run. He moved money despite direct warnings. That single decision sealed his fate. Faced with decades in prison, Jordan did what he always did best. He sold. This time, his friends. He cooperated, wore a wire, gave names. Dozens went down. Jordan walked away with 22 months. Minimum security, tennis courts, weight rooms. Not exactly justice. Part 9. Turning crime into content. In prison, Jordan met Tommy Chong. Chong told him something simple: write it down. So he did. In 2007, Jordan published The Wolf of Wall Street. It wasn't an apology. It was a celebration. The excess, the scams, the chaos. America loved it. Hollywood loved it more. In 2013, Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio turned it into a blockbuster. Audiences laughed. Critics applauded. The fraudster became an icon. Part 10. Who really paid? But the victims didn't get applause. They got silence. Retirements destroyed. Savings erased. Lives permanently altered. Jordan was ordered to pay over $100 million in restitution. Most of it was never recovered. Today, he's a motivational speaker, a sales coach, an influencer, teaching ethics, selling success. The man who gamed the system now profits from explaining it. Ending. The uncomfortable truth. Jordan Belfort didn't beat the system by accident. He beat it because the system rewards confidence over conscience, because charisma sells better than honesty, because deep down, we don't hate people like him. We envy them. And that's why the scariest part of this story isn't what Jordan did. It's that we turned him into a hero for doing it.